I'm Rennie.
I'm Jack.
We're Forever Never on the Kerrang podcast.
So here we are with Rennie and Jack from Forever Never. Hello.
Hello. How you doing?
Good, thanks. So,
Good.
You've just recorded your new album.
Yeah.
It's self-titled.
It is. Yeah.
So could you tell us about the writing process, when you started writing and who you recorded it with?
We did this album a lot different than the first one. A lot of this was done in-house, mainly because we wanted to do it our way and sort of get the sound that we wanted to at the end of it. Couple of the songs are about a couple of years old actually, because they sort of we finished the first album, and then I don't really like writing straight after, so I like to have a little break. But then a couple of them happened like 2 or 3 months after the last album. It was like just missed the first one.
Yeah.
But it's been good because particularly with the older ones, we've had a lot more time to sort of build on them and improve them. So it's been good. It's been a good process. We recorded the album. We almost did a practice run of the album back in like June last year, just to hear how it came out, and then we made more changes and added bits and whatever. But I think we're pretty happy with how it's come out in the end. Yeah.
Yeah. So who produced the album?
It was a lot of it was self-produced again, and also Mike Curtis was involved with it. He's done annotations before, hasn't he? And Fake My Own,
CDS Studios in Essex.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Essex.
So are you the kind of band who records a lot live, or is it a very segmented kind of way of recording?
We just do it the normal way, I suppose. I mean, we really like a good, clean, sort of polished sound, and you get that with doing it whatever the sort of segmented way. But I think it comes across. This album definitely sound-wise brings our sound across better than perhaps the old album did. I think there's a lot more to it really.
It's a lot more developed, a lot better,
Yeah.
a lot wider sound, like appeals to a wide range of people, I think.
Yeah.
Which is why we decided to call this one the self-titled one, because it's kind of like, we're not saying we're starting from here, but we kind of are, because Jack's obviously new on this album and we've got a new drummer, Sam. So it does kind of feel like we're starting again with a new album, and we thought the appropriate thing would be just to call it Forever Never.
So you've done a cover of Whitesnake. Is it Still of the Night?
Yeah.
Yeah. Whose idea was it to come up with that?
When it was mine, but when we was in America in 2006, our backline tech guy, we stopped off at a gas station and he bought Whitesnake's greatest hits, because I think he had it already at home, but he could own 10 copies of it and not really care. He's massive. He's like, you all need to hear this. And we're like, no, I don't know Whitesnake, but so we put it on, and we had Here I Go Again, all that.
Yeah.
And then Still of the Night came on, and I think this was after a gig, so we were fairly inebriated at the time. And as I was listening to it, I thought this would make an awesome cover. And I said to everyone, like I said, when we get back from this, I'm gonna try and do like something with this and make a cover. And they went, oh yeah, all right. And then like 3 months later, I didn't really say anything about it. I just sort of recorded it at home, got it to how I thought it would sound cool, and just went, yeah. And I was like, oh, that's pretty cool.
Pretty good.
Yeah.
So yeah, we did record that with the album, so she's not on the album, but hopefully it'll get used at some point. And yeah, Whitesnake at download this year.
Yeah.
Pretty
Sunday's very classic rock orientated.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like I am looking forward to seeing it. I've never seen Whitesnake live apart from on DVD, so that should be fun.
Yeah. So there's one track on the new album. It has the acronym TITS,
Yes.
which is obviously the word tits.
Mm.
Just wondering what's the story behind that.
Do you want to do it?
Is it about tits?
No,
It's nothing to do with tits whatsoever.
it was a working, like when we were writing songs, we used to come up with stupid working titles,
Yeah.
usually around bodily parts.
Mm.
And it was originally called TITB, but this is the bollocks.
Right.
And I thought we can't really put that on the album, so we changed it.
Yeah, you can't really put tit B,
No.
but you can put tits.
And so changed it to This Is the Shit.
Yeah.
Nice.
So
and that's it. It's not. It's nothing to do with the song whatsoever. But then, you know, I think we just, the childish part of us thought, leave it in. Why not? All the other ones are serious.
And we couldn't think of a good name for it either. So.
No, yeah, that was the other thing. Just thought any name I come up with was just like no.
Awesome. You've toured the UK and a lot of Europe with Stuck Mojo.
Yeah.
How did that sort of friendship come about, and what have you sort of learned from touring with the band?
That came about just because we did one tour with them in the UK in end of 2005. The band, well, Rich Ward in particular, took a liking to us on the tour, and by the end of that tour, he'd offered us the Fozzy tour, which he also does with Chris Jericho, and so that was in February. So then we did that, and then when we was on that one, he said, "Oh, you should come out to America and do that one." I was like, "Okay." And then that was in June, so we went out and did that. And in between all of that, he asked me to sing on a couple of tracks as well, and so I'm on one track on their new one and one on their old one, and then doing some on the new one, next one as well.
Yeah.
So yeah, it's pretty weird, especially when like 10 or 11 years ago I was, you know, sitting in my bedroom listening to Stuck Mojo and thinking this is awesome. Yeah. And then I never saw them live. They split up and they got back together, and now Rich is like a good personal friend of mine, and it's good for. He's always really encouraging, and it does spur you on. And he's done the industry a lot, so he gives you a lot of advice about things to be aware of, and that definitely helps and whatever. So yeah, that's just it. All come from just playing and finding a lot of mutual bands that we sort of liked, and he liked what we did. He particularly liked the sort of stuff that we do with harmonies and things like that, because he said, "Oh, you don't really see that with metal bands so much," and yeah, that was about it really.
I mean, what's it like touring in America? Because obviously we've all got the idea of, from Metallica videos, jets, personal jets and white leather jackets. But I mean, what are the drives like between each gig? Because obviously it's
really shit.
Right.
No, I can't remember where. I mean, I wish I'd have kept a diary, because it's just so much. Like, we was out there for 5 weeks, and it's we didn't even do the whole country. We just did East Coast. So I think we did like something like 18 states, 26 gigs in 30 days, which was really hardcore for us. We hadn't done as many as that in that sort of space of time. But it was good to know that we can do it if need be.
Do you get cabin fever in the van?
Yeah, a little bit. I mean, probably more so now that after our accident, like the vans are a little bit weird. But I mean, if we don't do it, we don't get out there and we don't play. So it's like have to do it really. But no, so I mean, I think the longest drive we did was possibly like 15 or 16 hours, and that was really hardcore. Sort of, we got to the hotel where we were staying at like 7 o'clock in the morning, went in, slept for like 2 hours, and then had to go because we had to be at the show for like 2 o'clock, and it was like dead.
So Essex to Glasgow is nothing now.
No, that is true. That does make all the ones that you do here like a lot seem a lot nearer. Yeah. It was good fun in America. I didn't really. By the end, I was looking forward to a Sunday roast, because there's only so much McDonald's and dirty food you can take for 5 weeks.
If you don't mind, could you tell us about the van accident?
Yeah.
How it's affected the band and stuff?
We was doing a tour with Il Nino last year, April 28th, I think it was. Is that right?
I've blocked it.
You blocked it?
I don't want to know.
Don't want to know.
I don't know what they are.
And we did the first show at Islington Academy, which was that was a really good show for us. We thought, oh yeah, this is going to be a great tour. Packed up our stuff that night, went home, went to bed, and then next morning we got up to go to Wrexham, was the next show. We didn't even get out of Essex. It was on the A12. We're like 15 minutes from home, pretty much. I mean, if there was one saving grace about how it happened, it was that we had it 15 minutes from home and not 15 minutes from Wrexham, because it would have been
Yeah, if we was
way
a long
worse.
way away from home, that'd have. It's been, I don't know, maybe it's nice to be able, like, not nice, but it is a bit more comforting to actually be able to go home straight
away. Yeah,
be in a
But-
nice place.
we were just driving along, and basically the back right hand tyre had a blowout, and us sitting in the back, we didn't really know that had actually happened. It wasn't like it sort of made any kind of noise, but Georgia was driving at the time. We had this sort of swaying motion going on, and he said, "Whoa, it's really windy."
Yeah, because it wasn't that bad at first, was it?
No.
It's like, it wasn't any worse than kind of going down the motorway and you get a gust of wind, and then just kind of the pendulum got worse and worse, and then
We ended up coming off, and then the van went down on one side, and then we ended up going over 3 times. There was us 5 and our sound guy in the crash, and us 5 actually come out of it okay, apart from like a few cuts and grazes. Our sound guy, unfortunately now, is still suffering from the crash, like, so it's pretty bad really, and we'd be lying if we said, like, whenever we were in our new van, that we don't sort of.
doesn't take a lot to scare us, does it?
Yeah.
Going past like a high lorry, everyone's kind of.
All George has to do when he's driving is sort of just go on the rumble strip and like it is pretty hairy now, like, for us, like in a van, but like I say, if we don't do it, we don't play. So
David Coverdale obviously watches each podcast religiously. What would you say to him for the chance to play Still of the Night at Download with?
well, I'd say, can you drop it down about 5 keys, because that's what ours is in. But yeah, I'd be bang up for that, to be honest. But maybe I'll show myself up in his key. But yeah, no, that'd be awesome. I'm looking forward to it, and you know, if we're there as well, we might even have to bust out a little bit of it, mightn't we? Yeah, just a verse and a chorus or something. Yeah.
Awesome. Well, Jack, Rennie, thank you very much for joining us on the
Cheers,
Kerrang
Simon.
podcast, and good luck for the rest of the year.
Thank you very much.
Thank you very much.